Hello everybody, my name is Star Wars Boy, how are you? And welcome to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video where we are going to be going over 50 tips and tricks for Star Wars Battlefront 2. Depending on the time you're watching this video, Star Wars Battlefront 2 will be free for PlayStation Plus, and I made this video to help out the newer players. Most of tips and tricks videos are outdated and from a couple years ago, and a lot has changed for the game. So I decided to make this updated video about these tips and tricks that will help you get better at Battlefront 2. Without further ado, let's get started. Playing any trooper with a gun, be sure to play the overheat minigame if you did overheat your blaster. The blue bar gives you an instant cooling and the gold bar allows for unlimited fire for a short amount of time. When playing any lightsaber hero, be sure to refrain from swing spamming as you're only doing yourself harm. When unlocking new star cards, be sure not to waste your skill points on cards you won't use, rather save them up for cards that you think you will use for a long time. Play the objective whenever possible because you're not only helping out your team, but you're also getting a good stack of battle points. Understand the mechanics of all different reinforcements in the game because they are very different from each other and will be helpful when you play as them. ATRTs are a very powerful vehicle, but they can be taken down easily if you just shoot at the driver's head. There's nothing they can really do to stop you. When flying as Boba Fett, don't hold down the trigger, rather tap it to conserve jetpack fuel. You can add more fuel to your jetpack by activating For the Hunt once your jetpack fuel is full. That way when For the Hunt runs out, you have extra jetpack fuel waiting for you. Yoda's Rush can actually go through blocks. This is a very helpful tip when you're 1v1ing the short little master. Ion shot mods do extra damage to vehicles and turrets. Don't forget that. Too many people shoot at vehicles with their regular blasters and wonder why they don't do enough damage. Lando's sharp shot ability is amazing in clearing out rooms. It also works really well on heroes like Palpatine and Boba Fett since they have no way of defending themselves against it. Phasma can double zoom. Simply ADS and hit the melee button for a more close-up view. Grandmaster Yoda can actually escape any block or stun using his presence ability. If you're in a block or a choke, simply just use the presence ability to escape it. You'll not only escape the choke, but you'll also gain that extra health. Some abilities such as Rey's Insight and Vader's Focused Rage can be activated while blocking. Use this to your advantage. In Battlefront 2, you get battle points for pretty much doing anything, killing, damaging, and dying. This is a useful tip to know how to get battle points. Simply damage anyone you can see. You may not get the kill, but you do get those battle points for the damage. General Grievous's Claw Rush can actually hit one enemy more than once. Use this to your advantage in duels with Jedi Masters. In Battlefront 2, all blasters fire lasers, which means you have to slightly lead your shots with all guns. This doesn't really apply to SMGs and at close range, but it does apply to assault rifles at longer ranges. Just remember this, it's not Call of Duty, you're not firing bullets, you're firing lasers. All heroes have abilities. To ensure maximum damage, combo your abilities up and use them more on one enemy. In this clip, I know all the enemies are one hit, but in an actual game, you will have many enemies surviving. Combine your abilities. In one-on-one lightsaber duels, stamina is key. Lack of stamina will basically make you useless and a free kill. Be sure to not waste your stamina and always have backup abilities if you ever do run out. When using the ARC Trooper, be sure to have your R1 ability activated at all times. It has an infinite cooldown. This means that the ARC Trooper will always be able to use this ability. It increases not only the DPS, but also the rate of fire. Despite being hard to do, Grandmaster Yoda can actually deflect shots using his dash. It's really hard to do and it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is a helpful tip to know. Keep one eye on the minimap at all times. It will not only inform you of the general location of your enemies, but it will give you an exact location of enemy heroes. If an enemy LAAT is giving your team trouble, simply hop into a starfighter and take it out. It literally can't hit you and it's basically a free kill. You'll also get a couple battle points. When playing as the Senate, be sure to use both triggers for his lightning. This will give your enemies a double dose of experienced power. Bosk regains his health much faster if he throws down his gas cloud right under his feet. He is the only hero in the game which can regenerate all his health back to 600. Every Wednesday is double XP. Take advantage of this and level up all your heroes and classes. Every Monday is fast spawn. Take advantage of this by playing the objective more, being able to spawn on your teammates faster. Every Friday is reinforcement day. Reinforcements will all cost only 150 and 200 battle points. Be sure to pick your favorite classes and go spread some chaos. If you want to level up your classes quickly, play co-op. The bots aren't even that dumb and it is kind of fun. Before choosing Boba Fett online, be sure to practice with him in arcade. Shooting and flying is not as easy as it sounds and you will need some practice. Han's Detonite Charge has to be his best ability. A fun fact about it is you can actually detonate it right when it's in mid-air. Simply activate the detonation button as soon as you throw it. There's actually a star card that actually makes this do more damage. Chewbacca has to be one of the most neglected heroes in all of Battlefront 2, but his Charge Slam is really good. It's basically a mini version of Anakin's Heroic Might, but it still does the same thing. It's really good at clearing out rooms. Kylo Ren is one of the few heroes that can actually activate abilities mid-air. Both his pull and his freeze can be activated while he's in the air. Use this to your advantage and take your enemies by surprise. Rey's insight is amazing. It reveals all enemies to you and your teammates and removes you from the minimap. It only has a 10-second cooldown, so be sure to use this ability whenever it's available. It doesn't hurt and it's always easy to snag those extra kills. If you like playing the heavy class, this combo is really good in taking out vehicles and playing the objective in Walker Assault. Using the Smart Ion Turret and the Sentry at the same time will do a lot of damage towards vehicles. The Supercharged Sentry is, in my opinion, the best Sentry, but the Explosive Sentry is also good. This combo is honestly really good in taking out vehicles and dealing damage to those walkers. Using the Bounty Hunter star card will give you an increased rate of battle point gain. This star card is available for all 4 classes and can be unlocked and level up throughout your progression. When playing as a starfighter, you can bypass the missile lock-on by double tapping the activation button. The Commando's Droid's Vibro Sword is a very powerful melee weapon and is one of the most satisfying ones in the game. Be sure to use it, many people forget about it. If you freeze someone with Kylo Ren's freeze ability, be sure to let your teammates finishing them off by shooting them. You can steal the kill, but just remember that when you hit them with your lightsaber, that freeze will finish out. Playing in first person is very cool. However, playing in third person gives you a better view of everything around you. Play third person, it helps out a lot. When playing as a hero, be sure to buff yourself before going into battle. You take way too much damage during fights and it may be too late otherwise. The Commando Droid slash and dash technique is a very good way of getting around the map. Simply just use the melee button and then use the dash ability. You should be going like this and it will get you across the map really quickly. This is a great way of mobility. When playing as troopers, be sure to make use of that handy combat roll. Not only does it let you climb up steep inclines, but it also helps make you a slippery target. Don't stand completely still like a dummy and just take bullets, rather make yourself a slippery target so the enemies can't hit you. The Officer's Sentry turret is really good. Be sure to place it near objectives as it will scare enemies off, and it does have quite a bit of health so they won't be able to take it out without taking a bit of damage. Battlefront 2 has many video settings, including the ability to change your crosshair. Fool around with these settings and choose the ones which you feel comfortable with. You can change the color of your accessories and all the other things. Sensitivity is important. Be sure to fool around with your sensitivity in arcade before going into online. You need to match a sensitivity to what you feel comfortable with. Don't stick with the basic settings. Mix and match. Stuns are amazing, so take advantage of them. If an enemy's stunned, be sure to hit them in the head because you'll do that extra damage until they recover from that stun. Lando's smoke is not the best ability, but it's far from useless. It actually reduces the distance that enemy villains can actually lunge. This makes the distance less that they can lock onto you and damage you. Swinging your saber mid-air does make you go a farther distance. Plus, it feels really satisfying. When playing heroes or pretty much anyone, be sure to have two different playstyles, aggressive and defensive. The best is a mix of both, as it lets you adapt to all situations that you come across. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. I had a lot of fun making this video because honestly I pulled all my knowledge of this game together to make this one thing, and hopefully you guys did learn more than one or two things on this video. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to bell the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to all my Discord members for helping me and the channel. See you guys next time. Bye, and may the force be with you always.